In this video, we're going to discuss negligence in trucking accident cases. First question is, who can be sued in a truck accident case? Well, the logical folks to sue is the company that employs the driver. So in Illinois, for example, there's what they call the master-servant doctrine. So anything the servant does, the master is in charge of, or what they call respondeat superior. So the employer is responsible. Also, the truck driver is responsible. The other part of it is, and why you would hire a personal injury lawyer, is to find out who else benefited from the transaction. There'll be a lot of times that there is some other fault involved in a truck accident case. For example, was there another company that was benefiting from controlling the driver at the time of the crash that made that driver either be untrained or made that driver become sleepy? Was there anybody else that was pushing that driver to go beyond what the regulations allow? Was there a lack of training? Was there another third party that loaded the truck improperly? Was there something wrong with the trailer? Who owned the trailer? All of these issues must be investigated in a truck accident case to see who is liable for payment to the injured victim. The next question is the trucking company automatically responsible for the truck driver's action? Automatically, yes, because that driver is driving on behalf of the corporation, and corporations can only act through their employees. There's a specific jury instruction in Illinois that says that employers are responsible for the acts of their employees. The next question is, what if multiple companies were involved? So in Illinois, for example, on a jury verdict form, there can be more than one company or person responsible for an incident. For example, I've had a number of cases in which the driver was responsible, the driver's employer was responsible, and then there was also a company responsible that was actually keeping things in motion. So typically what we'll see is a truck driving company that has low insurance limits, is very small, but it's controlled by a company that controls every action. And usually that's a company that is a third party operator, or what they would call a broker. And they use those terms, brokers, but they had crossed the line from being a broker to being the one that actually controls and becomes the master of the driver to make sure that that driver delivers on time, either on a rush basis or on an unrealistic basis. So that has to be investigated. The next question is, what happens if the driver is an independent contractor? Now we're getting into legal terms. What is an independent contractor? What is an agent? These are factual questions. Usually a truck driver is driving his truck at the behest of someone, and he may call himself an independent contractor. However, we look to see who controlled that driver to see whether that person was either an employer of that driver, was in a respondeat superior type role in that they controlled the actions. In Illinois, if a defendant had the right to control a driver, that party can be liable for the negligence or recklessness or intentional conduct of that driver. If you'd like to learn more about trucking accidents, you can order a book from us by texting trucking to 312-847-2428. That's 312-847-2428. We wrote a book, How to Avoid a Trucking Nightmare. This book will explain all your rights and privileges with respect to the litigation system involving trucks. This is a very important book for you to read and understand, and we give it to you for free. If you would like to consult with us with respect to a personal injury accident, call us at 312-578-9501. The consultation is free. We will give you our candid advice. We will not recover any money until you recover.